What is up? Just trying this out. Going live, going live. I think we're good. What's up, everybody? Cartoon Mark is here. Got a little glare going on from the TV. Let me shut that off. All right. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Thanks for tuning in. What's been going on? It's the weekend for me. I got a few days off. Talk about being a caricature artist, a live caricature artist. I'm finally getting a little organization and setup here of a new art studio. I've just been out of my element because I moved exactly 1 year ago on the 17th. What's today? I think it's been a year. Yeah. Wow. So moved from a house, big old house, to a nice roomy 2-bedroom apartment, and I'm using the second bedroom as my studio. And I'm so glad I went with the 2-bedroom. So I'm just gonna show you like what I got. I got 2 easels here, one here. This is my one I use live. This is my one I use for here in the studio, and it's also a backup easel. Or if I have a second artist who's coming with me to an event, I can give them that easel also. What I wanted to show you was my little table set up for some inspiration here, because this was just, there's not a thing on the walls here. Not a thing. If I show you around, it's all bare. I've basically been using this place just to a place to flop after work, because there's nothing wrong with being a hobbyist, a hobby artist, a hobby cartoon artist, oil painter, landscape painter, sculptor, cook, chef, whatever it is you do as your creative side hustle. Nothing wrong with that. And that's the number one question I get when I'm at my events. I had 2 events Saturday, and the number one question, you guys know, is this your full-time job? And I got a couple funny ways of answering that. And yeah, so it's a hobby. So what I'm saying is a lot of my time is taken up on my full-time job. I work, 40 to 60 hours a week plus, because I got a lot of overtime after work, and I just haven't had time to organize my art studio, and I barely had enough time to get out to my live events. But I did. The season is coming to an end, and I have three more events, 1 more event in November and 2 events in December booked, possibly 4. So yeah, it's coming to an end, and I can finally focus on me, getting the art studio together. So this is it. This is my live easel here that I use. I use a French easel here. This is also Squeaky the cat's room. She hangs out in here. We've got all her toys in here. And then this is my other easel. It's folded up right now because I wanted to show you my artwork setup, the Tom Richmond artwork setup. And I want to just talk about inspiration. And it's good to have, hey, thanks for the thumbs up. It's good to have inspiration all around you. I got a stack of Mad magazines right there. We're going to talk about this letter too. I don't know, I'm just grabbing whatever is on the top. Okay, Mad Magazine, is this 1976? Yeah, 1976 with the Jaws thing. So I love Sam Viviano. I gravitate to his style the most, alongside Mort Drucker and Jack Davis, of course. And so I like to draw from Mad Magazine and to see the decisions they made when they were making their drawings, right? And over here is Tom Richmond's Sketch of the Week. I got most of those books. I thought I ordered all of them, but again, I just moved within the last year, and everything is in that closet, still in boxes. So I found 3 or 4 of the sketches of the week that Tom Richmond did, and they're great. Oh, and he signed some of them for me. These are all original Tom Richmond artworks. Carrie, right there. That's a. Can you recognize that guy? It's Mark Brennan. Sketch of me by Tom Richmond. There is Darth Vader right there. And next to that is my caricature workshop I went to. And next to that is Harry Houdini as Alfred E. Newman and Swamp Thing. I'm also a magician, so that's why I wanted the Houdini reference. Yes, I'm also a magician. Yes, I sometimes incorporate magic into my caricature events. It's not easy to do, but I do it. And I just wanted to say I found this letter that was mailed to me in 1990 from Aunt Florence. This is when I graduated middle school, 8th grade. And it has to do with my artwork. And I believe I get the art talent from Aunt Florence's side of the family, because her sister, Aunt Catherine, was an amazing oil painter and went down to Florida to live. I remember traveling down there in 1982 as a second grader with my parents and looking on the walls and seeing seagull paintings of the ocean. And, you all know I have a love for Florida, and I do want to be in Florida eventually, at least in wintertime. But, it's 30-something degrees here, and there's snow on the ground in upstate New York, and it gets a little annoying on my 50th year of life. Anyway, this is from Aunt Florence. I want to read it and just say thank you to Aunt Florence. Thought that this might help you buy something nice that caught your eye, especially for you. And I remember she gave me $5, and I thought that was so much money at the time. And it really was. And she wrote a little note. Aunt Florence says, "Congratulations, Mark. Aunt Florence." And then on the side, she wrote, "Don't neglect your art. You really have a great talent, and I am very proud of you." Wow, I almost want to cry right now. This is one of the aunts that really took the time to talk to me as a kid. I was a shy kid, and she always was inquisitive, along with Aunt Rose as well. And I'll never forget that. So I must have been neglecting my art, is what this is saying. And I was just like kind of all over the place with cartoon. And at this point in time, I was in art school outside of school. And I was doing oil painting landscapes from Russ McMahon, who painted the horses of Saratoga. And I probably was just being a kid and didn't want to go to art class after 8 hours of military school, So thank you, Aunt Florence. I will always leave this letter right here on my easel to keep me motivated. And motivation, that's the message today. Keep some motivation around you. Along as far as artwork, I had more artwork, which I'm sad to say got lost in the move, from Paul Avinizé, sketches of me, which were freaking amazing. I don't know where they are. I'm hoping they didn't get tossed, because some other people were packing up my stuff too. And I don't know. I don't know where some of the artwork went, but it was a mad dash because the house sold very quick in this market that we're in, and things got lost. That's all right. I got the most important stuff, the Tom Richmond originals right here. So that's the tour. I have a little whiteboard over there that I have daily little messages I write on there to keep me motivated. I got some dumbbells here. This serves as a little weight room, a little workout room. I got the big screen TV right here. I got Leave It to Beaver on 24/7, like it's the 1980s again, where we're watching reruns of Beaver. And I got Squeaky the cat hangs out here. She's got her own private bathroom over there. Yeah. All my sketchbooks are right here. I can just grab them and go. Sketch paper is right here. So I'm usually sitting right here at this easel, and working from my laptop. Oh, shout out to the Garbage Pail Kids. Original boxes, by the way. Original Garbage Pail Kid boxes. Yeah, found those on eBay. Not cheap. And yeah, I can tell I'm a child of the 80s. So I always have inspirational stuff from my childhood around me, keeping me motivated. That's the art studio tour. I'm going to get drawn, and then we're going to check our Powerball numbers in a little while because we may be a Powerball winner. You never, I bought a $10 ticket. That's about it. Yeah, being a live caricature artist is like I found out that it's this much of drawing and this much of business. This much is of your drawing, which you need to know how to do, but it's this much booking the gig, securing the payment, that's a whole nother video, driving to the gig, not getting mixed up between country clubs, which I did. I thought I did. I almost had a big screw up, but I got lucky. It was in the GPS, but I was thinking it was a different country club. Yeah, and then setting up, making sure you're set up where people can find you, and people expecting what kind. There was two artists, me and Phil Singer, and people expecting what do they expect when they sit down for a caricature. There's the wild and crazy people out there like Ninja Sketch and Caricature Party. They're amazing. I love what they do. It took me a while to warm up to what they do, but what they do is really cool and really specific. And the people sitting down for them seem to know what they're in for. I just don't know if that is quite marketable in my market because I'm in the gig event business where I go to a lot of kids parties and a ton of I do a lot of corporate. Most 90% of my stuff is corporate events, and so I try to draw a little bit in the middle. I do cute caricatures, but I stretch them. I do a little more exaggeration, as you can tell at me right here, and I tell them that. And there's like one girl. She sat down. She had the biggest nose. I was like, oh yes, this is gonna be easy caricature. First thing she says, don't make my nose big. I just smile. Okay. I said, I'll use my nice pen. I'll use my nice marker. And you smile and you just give them what they want. But I exaggerate. I do push it a little bit. And I've been pushing it a little more without losing the exaggeration. I'm really proud of my work lately. I noticed another level of my work in caricature exaggeration. So yeah, that's about it. That's the quick tour. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.